So what we got here is made a pretty simple salad. Prep time was probably less than 30 seconds. So what I did was made a simple salad. A lot of people ask me like, how do I get lean as I'm getting ready to do photos or something like that. There's a lot of things that I do. So to say that I do one thing, definitive thing, wouldn't do it any justice. But I'll definitely say that nutrition has a lot to do with it. You want to make sure that first you got to know your starting physiology. So if you don't know where you're starting and you don't know what works for you, chances are you're going to have to do a lot of guesswork. So luckily for Biosignature, I was able to pinpoint exactly what it is that I needed to focus on in terms of nutrition and training. So for me, I had my insulin sites and my blood sugar sites were pretty high. So I had to make sure that I eat a lot of food at every meal that contains a lot of fiber. It has a low glycemic index for the exception of fruit, and just primarily vegetables. Even though I am below 5% body fat right now, I probably save my carbohydrates, my high days, for about 3 days out of the week, and I'll usually do sweet potatoes or sometimes carbohydrate powders. So what we have here is a pretty simple salad. So all it is a spring mix. What you see on top of there is seaweed, actually. I really love the taste of seaweed. A big rule of mine is if it doesn't taste good, chances of me eating it and sticking to eating it is probably going to be really low. Those are flaxseed hulls on top of that. One thing is when you're cutting weight and you're really restricting the amount of food that you're eating, it's very prudent that you stay full and satiated, or else this is not going to be possible for you. And then right there we have a garlic sauce that I get from Whole Foods. All it is lemons, limes, garlic, olive oil, and a few other spices. Pretty simple. I really like it. Not a lot of calories and a lot of flavor. You're probably wondering where the protein's at. I try to keep it simple. This is a chicken sausage that I get from Trader Joe's. I'm just going to throw it right on top of there like that. Beautiful. This meal probably is roughly around 600 calories. Most of that coming from fat and protein, usually from the chicken sausage. That's around 550 calories right there. Very little from the leaves in this meal. So that's just lunch. For breakfast, I usually do meat and nuts. So one thing, good 3 takeaways from here is get your fiber intake up. If you eat a lot of veggies while you're cutting weight, your chances of getting low is a lot higher. Make sure you keep your protein intake high and make sure that your meals taste good. So that's something you can do. I don't recommend that for everybody, but that's something I'm doing right now. So those are a few strategies you can take home. So I'm not a fan of low carbohydrate diets. I'm a fan of high protein diets, but if you're going to cut weight, like you'd have to do a photo shoot and things like that, it's definitely something that'll be necessary. All right, stay tuned for more meals and information. Take care.